you want to generate toString also, you can able to generate here toString with all the fields. Generate toString with all the fields, just generate. That will be generating toString also. Yeah, now I completed. So all of them, I just mentioned columns, and also now our entity is ready now. And next I want to create the repository now. So for that purpose, here the repository is there, right? There I want to create one class here. So that class name is book repository here. And I would like to extend this to JPA repository here. JPA repository I want to extend, and this is the entity, and this is the primary key. Primary key is a long type and entity is a book type here. So here it is asking for the type, so no need, we can directly import here because already book is there, right? So we can directly import here. And here it is asking for JPA repository, also not created. And what we can do is like we can able to import it, then we can able to do that one. Next here, yeah, in this two methods I want to create on our own. So usually in repository so many methods are available, so directly we can use those methods, but few methods, if they are not directly available, if we want to create, then we can able to create those methods here. So I just want to create two methods here, that is like find by ID and all. Next to find by published, and as well as find by title containing. That is like in our application, as I told you already, books we are developing, so we can search the books also. If somebody is searching that, then that is like find by containing title here. That is one method. And next is published. So how many books are published? Only published books only I wanted to display, then that is find by published. Other than that, we have normal methods here, find by ID, find by other column names. We usually have find by other things will be there, but here normally to save the data, to delete the data, to update the data inside a JPA repository, we will be having the automated methods that will be there. But other than that, whatever the methods we want to use specially, then we will be creating those methods now, those two methods now. So find by published and find by title containing. I am just writing now. Here I just define those methods here, two methods. One is find by published, that is find by title containing. So this is a string we have to pass, and here boolean, it is published or not. So this definitely should return a list here, list of books it should return here. So here as it is error was set, that is for book and all. So what I did here is I just imported this one model. In model dot book I can write, but I have written star, but only book also I can write because only one class is there inside that book, right? So that's it. So this is from a third party one, that is not what you call like from our package, that is from other package from Spring. That's why we are just importing it. So that's it. This is about our repository here. So with this we are completed with the model completed, and then next repository also completed here. So that is like main part is finished. That is, assume this is a model which has to be saved, and then where it has to be saved, and proper repository also created. So this repository only will be linking with our own table here, and in between one of the important thing is that is called here controller will be there here. So controller means inside this will be defining the methods as per what URL and what method has to be executed. We are going to mention those methods now. That is what here controller will be there here. So controller will always be acting as a intermediate thing between these things, your repository and your services and all, and with your model it will be acting as intermediate thing. Yeah. So now we are going to develop one controller here. So already we developed one package, right? Inside that I want to create a controller now. Just go there and just mentioning something like this here, book controller here. Just create it. Yeah. Now here I want to map the URLs and I want to make this as a main controller of our application. To make that we have to use something like REST controller annotation we have to use, and request mapping annotation also we have to use to map this controller class with the proper URL. We have to do that. So that I am going to do now. So that is like @REST controller. Yeah, like this we have to mention. Next request mapping also we have to write here. Here you have to mention something like request mapping here, so which is not imported, right? To import this, just go there. Yeah, we can import it, but instead of that, see, all are there in the package called annotation only. So instead of importing them separately, it's better to import all of them together like this. Then that will be fine now. So now this is a API, something like our application name, whatever the name, the main node for our application, if you want to decide, and all web API or something like our app or something, whatever it is, we can able to do here. Books app or something, whatever you want to develop, you can able to develop here. But I just want to leave it as your some web API, just like that I am writing, just mapping it with the web API. Then simply save this one, and now here I am going to define the methods now. Here I would like to define a method here that is like get mapping of books. Here means if somebody enters that is like our address first, site address, that is if it is a localhost some port number 88,000 something, then web API, then /books. If somebody enters, then what should happen here is get all books method should get executed. So this method is already a predefined method will be there, so that directly can be executed here. So we are going to define that method now. So what exactly has to be done? So for that, what we are sending here, nothing, we are sending only title. Title means somebody if searches, then that thing has to be entered, that thing has to be retrieved here, those books. If somebody is not entering something title also, that also has to be implemented. Yes, how that will be implemented and all. And how about other methods also? Other methods also will be having, this is about get mapping, right? So like that we will be having put mapping and all for storing. So this is for retrieving, right? So for the retrieving purpose we will be having something like here get mapping, but for storing purpose we will be having something like here post mapping will be there here. And for storing also I want to use the same URL here /books only, somebody enter, like this. And here I want to create, so this response entity means what actually the response has to be written, what response should be written, book list should be written, and that is called what, a response entity here. So that's why I am just writing. So like that I just want to finish all the methods here. Post mapping for this one, even get with ID. If I want to get with ID, then we have to write something like this here, then it will be get with only ID, means only special on specific book will be written here. So like that we can able to create. So now I want to write all the methods with the proper mapping. I want to mention, I will mention now, and now I have written all other methods also, you can able to see here. Yeah, get all books will not it will take title, and next get mapping for book ID only with the one book, then long one ID will be, we are telling. Next creating will not pass any variable, will pass the entire book object will be passing here. So this is what here book object here. Here it is showing error because that is not imported, you can able to import it. Yeah, that's it. And next, like this here, response entity is also something, yeah, we can able to import it, then it will work. So like this, we have implemented. We have just written, yeah, get mapping using published. If I write something /publish, all published books will come. This is like find by published, which is a method we defined in the repository, right? In book repository we defined that external method here, special method we defined there. That is one method. And next one is find what is the other? Find by published, other method here. Yeah, find by published also we mentioned. So right. So now I just want to implement this methods now. So how to write some, I want to get all the data for this, and then I want to implement this one. Yeah, before implementing the method, one of the important thing, that is in book repository we have these two methods, right? If I want to really implement those two methods, I need an object for my book repository class, right? So here we are going to use this one, use that one. But in normal Java we are going to create new and all, right? But here not required directly. We can use something like auto void here, so that is directly we can able to get it. And this is also an annotation, so auto void annotation, yes. Next, book repository is there in, yeah, also right, yeah, that I just implemented. So now here I am going to implement this particular method now. So here two to three scenarios are there. If something is, somebody is searching with some title, then something has to be done. If nobody is searching anything, then all books has to be returned. If somebody is searching, the only searching matches, those books only should be returned. So for that I would like to simply implement some small kind of, yeah, a response entity, right? This is also, yeah, something like here, yeah, HTTP response entity. Next, list from array list here, something like here, java.util here. I want to import it, and now I want to implement a small functionality here. Yeah, I have taken all the cases into consideration. Yeah, I created one books with the array list, import it. Yeah, now see, if the title is null, means nobody is entering anything in the search bar, then from the book repository find all. See, find all is a method which is a predefined method. That is what I told you. What is book repository? Book repository is created from object of book repository class. Where is the book repository class is available? In this, which is extending to JPA repository, which means in the JPA repository already we have some methods in the parent that we can directly use. What is that method? Find all these methods. Few methods are already directly available, like find all. Next, find the title content. This is method is not there. This is a user defined method. That's why we created that method in our book repository. You understood, right? So find by published and find by table containing something, those are title content, those are our own methods. So that's why we define those methods. But other than that, normal CRUD operation related methods, all methods will be available in a repository here, JPA repository here. Okay, yeah, if it is null, then this one. If it is not null, then find the book with the title matches here. For how many books title matches, those many books I want to return here. So simply I am using the modern version of for each loop here. And next, if the books is empty here, still books array is empty, then simply create a new one, new response entity has to be generated, and with some status message, something like no content is there. Yeah, this one also import here. Yeah, this one has to be done here. So if this is not all these cases, if it is not null or something like, if it is not empty and something like that, then normally return response status like something like okay. So books has to be written, along with that status should be something like okay, right? And if anything goes wrong, then exception should be caught, and something like status, some server related error and all, something like that, some error should come here. So that is what we can able to develop here. In the same way, we can able to get for one particular book I want to retrieve here. So that method I just want to implement now. Here I have to check whether that book is available or not, that is, with that ID is available or not. If it is available, then I have to retrieve that particular one here. So now whatever the code I have written, that will be doing. So from book repository, find by ID, we are searching for find by ID here. Now with that ID we are searching here, and next that whatever the data comes, that data we are storing in the book data, because with id we will be getting only one book here. Why? Because id is a primary key, right? We cannot have 2-3 books with same id, so that's why only one book will be written, that is called book here. That is optional here, sometimes it will come in. So and here that we can able to import here util package here, optional java util package, that's it. And here just a simple book is empty. If it is present or not, we have to check. If it is present, means yes it is there, then okay, status okay, and then get the data about that book here, book data dot get. So dot get method will be executed, and that data will be retrieved here. Okay, book data dot get. Else if this is present, if it is not present, then one response message should come something like that, that is not found here. So that is what we are going to check with this getting with one specific book here. So you can see with the posting also, here we are going to store the data here. So not just getting the data, as of now getting the data, but now we are going to store the data here in this map. Yeah, here if we observe, so what I am going to do here is, from book repository we have something, one method is the default method, find all, like that, right? One method is there called here save method. Save method is used for inserting the data. What data I am inserting? The entire book model I am inserting. Why? Because into our table what data we are going to insert? The total book, right? So that's why we are creating one new book object, that entire object we are creating. So in that, what are the values here? Title, all those values we are able to add here, get title, get description, all the values we are getting, and those values here, and at the end get publisher name, and last one is called what here? That is called published here, whether it is published or not, true or false will be there. Default we are making it false here. If you want to make it true later, we can able to make it true later. Okay, and if that is the case, then return new response entity with that own new book here, whatever the book created. So that book here, that book has to be stored, and one method with the response call status like created here. So else if some error comes here, some except some activity failed here, or something like posting failed, so that expectation is failed. So that mirror we are going to generate it. In the same way here we are going to use something like put here, put for updating here. So one with id we are getting that value, and then we are going to update the data. Next with deletion we are going to get the value, and then that we are going to update that particular id book matches. Then next to books, all books we are going to delete. Next if it is published, so all the books with if published is true, then we are going to print those data here. So those implementations also I wanted to finish. Now I will be writing certain same code I will be writing now. I will be finishing them. Yeah, just observe now here. Yeah, post also completed, right? So next is put here. So then here simply we are using one method called update book here. With id, two values you have to pass, id and that book data, right? So id we have to get it, to retrieve one particular record we have to use id, and then that book means that entire book data, whatever the new data modified, the entire, if you want to change all the fields of the book also, you can able to change, and you can able to send here. And here you can able to do things here, something like set description and all. So here I have used something like set description. So not only that, here I can use something like here something like not only description, we have other things also. Set author also, if you want we can able to do that. Set author, from where we will be getting the author is. Now here yeah, get author, whatever the value we are getting, that value, this book this book is the value which we are passing here. Okay, that is like we will be updating the data, right? We are entering in the columns, and then we are pressing that book data here, and that we are storing into the database book data. So this one we are going to store in the database. This underscore book is there, right? Let's see here I am going to store in the data book repository dot save underscore book here. So that's why I am getting the data from this, and that data I am going to store there here. Set author completed. Yeah, next is publisher. So publisher name I want, right? Something like set publisher here. Yeah, so book dot not description. Here we are going to get something like get publisher name here. Yeah, get publisher, that's it. So now all the fields we have set. Next here deleting here. So I want to delete books means all will be deleted here. See, simply just if it is slash books and if the method is delete method, see here it will tell delete mapping is request mapping method is delete here. Okay, if you are using normal Spring and all, there we have to write all these things and all. As we are using normal Hibernate normal annotations with normal Java, we have to use this, but as we are using Spring framework, directly we can do at the rate delete mapping, meaning itself is method is delete only here. Okay, yeah. So now simply with that book repository, delete all is default method is available here in JPA repository, and once it is deleted, then don't return any content, because if the deletion operation done, then what happens? So no content should be returned here. Something like just deletion is done, that's it. Or if anything goes wrong, and then exception here. Next, in the same way here, if you are passing one ID, then first what you have to delete book here. Okay, for that ID we are passing, and delete by ID here. We are not directly deleting, we are deleting it by deletes the entity with the given ID here. So all these are predefined methods. That's why we are able to see those methods description also here. Yeah, delete all. What delete all will do? It deletes all the entities managed by that particular repository here. Okay, and next our own method is there, that is like a find by publisher method we created, and so now here we are using that method find by published, and here what we are doing here is from that book repository we are getting the data find by published. If it is true, all the data we are getting, and that we are storing in the one array called books array here. If the books array is still empty, means whatever the books we have entered are not yet published so far, then what will be there? So the data will be something like empty will be there here default, and if it is empty, no content should be written. If it is not empty, then those books should be written. If that is not happening any one of them, then some exception has to be failed here. So that's it. Yeah, so that is about that one. Now so we are yes, extra token is there for class name. Yeah, now we are going to apply some properties for this. That is like what is the port name, what is the database we are going to use here, and what kind of port number we want to use, and all those things if we want to mention for our application, that we have to mention inside one folder is there here in the main. In the main two folders are there, right? Java is there, and it's resources. Just to go to resources, application.properties will be there, and here we have to mention. So by default our application will be running in 8080 port here. So the default, why? Because it will backend, it will run Tomcat server, so that will default will be opening at 8080. So 8080 will be the default port number will be there, and if you want to change that one in the application.properties, we have to mention that particular port number we have to write there. Any other port number if you want to use, that we can able to write there. To write that server.port we have to use here. Something like property will be there, server.port we have to use, and value we have to mention here, some value whatever you want to use. Something like this, something 9000 I want to use some port like 9000. Okay, that's it, don't write anything. Now I want to use MySQL dependency I want to add, and next that Hibernate dependency I want to add. Yeah, here I just wanted to create it the MySQL database with the name books underscore example, the username and password whatever you have for your database we have to provide here, and this is for Hibernate here. It will be using at the backend, that's it. And now we are able to run our application. But to do this, one simple thing we have to do, that is like we have to open MySQL workbench, and there we have to create one database called books example database. We have to create here. That is what we are going to create now. Yeah, to create that we just have to open my this one MySQL workbench. Just go to this schema and create schema. Schema is nothing but your database, whatever the name we are using there, so that name we can able to use here. So what is the name I want to give through my code here? Books example, so that one I have to mention here, books example. We no need to create the table here, so table will be automatically created here. Just apply. Just finish it. Yeah, so now just go to our son. Yeah, now table will be created with a name called books work. Table has to be created. Now for this to happen, I just want to run this through Maven here. So for this I would like to take one command prompt here. Just take the command prompt and then type the address here, address of our application. Books work is our application address. Just go there and yeah, so now from here we are going to run our application. For this Maven we have to write this command to run the Spring Boot application. Spring Boot, then run here. Let's start running. Yeah, it is working fine now. JM is running, and here it will show with what port number it is running. Also it will show here somewhere. Here Tomcat is initialized with some port number here. Is that right? Yeah, here 9000 with 9000 port number it is running now. So now I want to check that one now. Okay, so for that I want to use my this one called here Postman. I want to use here, so here we have to use the address. We have to write here, so 9000, and then the address is what, not API here. There we have written something like here web API here, and for that things I want to send here. Title I want to give to our book here. Just writing something like physics here. Just like that I'm writing one book name. Good one. Some author John. Some publisher name. Something like some ABC publishers. Just like that I'm writing. Okay, this is get request. Get means no data will be sent here. Just normally if any data is there, the data will be represented here. So as of now no data is there, so nothing should represent here. So nothing is coming here. No, not 9001. This is 9000. Should give proper port number here. And still it is fetching the data. First we are going to check whether that is table available here or not. just go there, and what is the database we give? Books example, right? So just open that. Yeah, table is created. What is the table? Books work is the table here, but no data is there as of now, right? And here I would like to select our database, and I want to open the database. What is the database we have used? Books example is the database, right? It's for backend checking purpose we are using this one. Okay. Yeah, so here I can use select queries, and I can able to get the, if any data is there, I can able to select it, and I can able to get that. Yeah, so no data is there as of now. It is not showing. It is taking some more time to send the data, get the data here. Yeah. Now I want to use something like post here. Yeah, is that web API only? I want to see the name. What is the controller name I gave? Where is our controller? Book repository, book controller. Yeah, web API we gave. Post. It is sending. It's taking some more time. Yeah, it's working, but it is taking some more time. We'll see whether that is at the backend added or not. Yeah, so I want to get the data from this, from Bookswork, select all the data from this, and that's it. Execute it. Yeah, this is the one. Yes, click it. Yeah, now, yeah, this is a result table here. Yeah, yes, it is added, right? So now author name is John. Just observe this one, whether that is matched with that author name is John. The description is some good one. Next publisher is some ABC. Next physics made is ID default came, we did not give, one ID came. And next something like here, published is 0, so default it is taking text as 0. So this is about our full-fledged backend application also. In our upcoming session, next session, we will be discussing about how to create one front-end application, that is a React front-end application, which we have discussed. This one, to transfer all these IDs and all, which we are doing through Postman, right? So as of now we just checked only for post, right? Post and all other things also we will check in our upcoming tutorial, and as well as mainly we'll be developing a front end here. Okay guys, and in our next class we'll be discussing how to create the front end application. Clear? And then we'll be integrating both front end as well as back end here. Thank you.